Metroid Samus Returns is a remake of the 1991 Game Boy release, Metroid 2 Return of Samus. The first 2D Metroid game after a 13-year drought, it delivered some welcome additions to the tried and true gameplay of its predecessors. But does it remain a worthwhile addition to your gaming library? Find out in this review. Following on from the events of Metroid Zero Mission, the Galactic Federation is still very much concerned by the potential existence of more Metroids, still lingering somewhere in the galaxy. After a series of unfortunate events, Samus Aran is sent to the planet dubbed SR-388. Her goal is to exterminate every lost Metroid. This is beat for beat the same premise as Metroid 2 Return of Samus, retelling this story with some much needed modern flair and gameplay adjustments. The graphical fidelity here is obviously held back by the 3DS's dated hardware. However, as far as other games on the system go, it's still relatively polished. Colors are vibrant, and the 3D effect is arguably the best of any 2D platformer I've played on the system. The music is key to the atmosphere of this experience, taking iconic scores from past entries and overhauling them. These versions, in my opinion, are actually improvements upon the originals. They perfectly capture alien locales and suspenseful exploration that this series is known for. This game is far more linear than many of its predecessors, and this linearity, although helpful, can at times make the world feel lackluster. However, it's once you dig below the surface that you'll start to find more sustenance in the way of upgrades. The game is peppered with these, most of which you'll find on your first time through. Many, however, are clearly visible and off limits, meaning you'll have to return once you've gained the means to retrieve them. Luckily, placing pins is a handy way to keep track of areas you wish to return to later to snag these items. Unfortunately, the goal of eliminating all the Metroids does involve fighting the same types of bosses over and over and over and over and over and over and over again. At times this can make the game feel like one giant fetch quest, save for several standout endgame creatures. For the most part, I found the controls to be fairly straightforward. The free aim and parry attack are great additions, useful while not necessarily overpowered. The controls for situations such as going in and out of Morph Ball, as well as Aeon abilities, feel clunky to activate. The former in snagging collectibles and the latter in combat scenarios. While it didn't affect me substantially, it was more difficult than it should have been to utilize the precision required in such situations. The aforementioned parry attack allows for Samus to shift into a temporary cinematic combat mode. This flows seamlessly on from the traditional gameplay and does the game a great service in terms of overall presentation and badassery. Speaking of which, the shifting of clutter down to the touchscreen is a godsend for a Metroid game, allowing you to view a larger segment of the map without having to, pause constantly. In a time where we'd come to expect the unexpected from Nintendo with games such as Zelda Breath of the Wild and Super Mario Odyssey completely shattering conventions in their respective franchises, it was strange to see a game like Metroid Samus Returns. A game which, aside from a few modern touches, played it relatively safe, sticking to the formula that its predecessors all followed. But for a franchise with iterations as far and few between as this, perhaps that's for the best. Keeping to traditions in order to deliver a strong experience is a smart choice on Nintendo's behalf. If you still own a 3DS, I strongly advise you to pick this game up. It's one of the final gems on the system, and a welcome addition to anybody's gaming library. Thank you for watching this review. Please remember to subscribe, as it helps me to create more content. Also, please comment any suggestions on how to improve my reviews in the future, and any upcoming or older games that you would like to see reviewed. Thanks again for watching. See ya!